Hey, Mike.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. Can you see me okay?
Yep. You can see everything.
Okay. I can't see myself, which is probably a good thing.
Hopefully we get some more participants.
So I put on the screen. I'll just give it a few minutes here for everyone to chime in.
Okay.
So, yeah, right now we got four. Let me see if I can hit this. We got
There's just one
Matt.
guest and then the three of us.
Yep. So we got Matt, Daniel, Charlie. So I sent you the geotech report and survey, and on the geotech report, I don't see any issues. So I think we're good.
Good. Yeah, up in that area, it gets a little bit more rocky, but usually sometimes we have bad soil if we're trying to put like foundations and buildings
Yeah.
and stuff like this. It's not really a problem. Typically.
Is my audio okay?
Yep, it's good.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, we got Brandy online. Brandy, can you hear us okay? If you guys can hear me, let's give it a few more minutes. It's 6:04. Let's give it till 6:10 to get started.
Sounds good.
I think we got six so far. Hey, Charlie, if all goes well in a couple weeks, hopefully we could pick a meeting location and we can get up some boards and easels and practice whatever social distancing, but have people go by and check out the refined concepts from tonight, to the for the next steps.
Yeah, I think regardless, I think the next one would be really good to have in person. And
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
not even sure. I mean, I think it's encouraged, but I'm not even sure there's any like necessary social distancing requirements anymore.
Yeah, did it just get lifted last week or
Yeah, I don't know. It changed a
Friday or
bit here.
something? Because I was in Pryor, Oklahoma on Thursday through Sunday, and I heard something with the governor came out to the BMX track and said they're lifting, a bunch of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, so I think it'd be good to have the next one person, and we probably just have it there at the site if we can. If we pick a day.
Yeah, if we did do it in a couple of weeks, would we have access to the rec center, you think? Or would we
Yeah,
do?
yeah, we can use the indoors if we need to. I'm sure.
Okay, cool. Okay, I think we got 9-1 skate. Are you guys there?
Can you hear me?
Yep, got you. How's it
Okay,
going?
sweet. Good. How about you?
Good. All right.
Sorry, just closing down.
Yeah, I was just telling everyone, Daniel, that we're gonna tentatively schedule, and I'll put it on this next slide in a couple weeks from now, do something live in person.
Okay.
They're at the rec center. So I know we have a little bit of a light attendance right now. I'm looking at 7. So we're at 6:07. I said we just give it till 6:10 and then get moving.
Okay.
From
Give me
there.
1 second. I'm gonna try to connect this other computer just because I know the Wi-Fi here is kind of bad. This other one has Ethernet connection, so just give me 1 second.
Okay. All right, so we'll give it a couple more minutes. Can you guys see the slides okay from your end?
Yeah, it looks good.
Okay.
Yeah, you see it.
And then if I transition into the next one, let's do a test here real quick.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, as we're waiting for some people, I'll talk about this a little bit. What we're planning on doing is, I guess, with all the social distancing and other factors being lifted, it looks like we could probably host a meeting on the 24th of this month, and we could probably do that in person over at the rec center. We'll have more specifics on that, and once again, we'll get a flyer up on the city website and other channels as we did for these last 2 flyers. That'll be a lot better, so we can do full plot, graphics, easels. You guys can walk around and we can talk a lot in person and really get this refined in the direction that you guys want for the park. So is that out of the people we got so far, you think next couple Wednesdays from now, does that look pretty good for you guys?
No, we're gonna have to pick a different date. I've got a council member engagement that evening at the same time, so we'll
Okay.
pick a different day.
You're at 6.
How about the Thursday, the 25th?
Oh, okay. I upgraded. The data
If we
thing
can,
to be faster than it used to.
if we can push to July 1st, that'd be best for me.
Okay, July 1st.
I might not be there July 1st, but I don't think I'm the most important person, so that's fine. Matt and Brandy.
I
you
can
okay?
make July
Okay.
Yeah, just stick with that. I'm not
Yeah, I can
important
make
part of
July
that.
1st.
Okay, we'll put down the 1st for now, just for this meeting, and just to those that are watching, it could change, from here, but this is a preliminary, discussion on the next meeting. But the goal is to get off the Zoom and do this live in person, and so we can really get down to refinement on the concepts. So regardless, after tonight, we're going to keep on, chipping away. And our goal is to really just go kind of from macro from the first meeting to micro down to the third meeting, kind of get this, the style, measure of success is how much is going to be tranny versus street versus flow versus just, more raw street plaza concept. And then come in with those refinements, in 3 weeks from now. So I'll put that down there for the first. For those who weren't in the first meeting, or for those who are, what I'll do is I'll kind of go through these first slides a little bit faster than the first meeting. Let me see, Daniel, were you in the first meeting? Okay, I think let me just make sure you got your mute on. Oh, mute's on right now, Daniel. So let's get that removed. Yep, you're good. You were at the first meeting?
Yes, I was.
Okay, that's right. I remember. I'm looking at the names that I see here, and okay, good. Well, I won't get too crazy on the backtrack. So everyone's familiar with the existing skate park location. I think it's really important to reiterate that the existing skate park's around 12,500 square feet. 10,000 is what they consider street, and 2,500 for bowl is really how it was described. But for today's more modern street and street plaza environment, this may not really pass, but that's fine. We got a good opportunity to work on the expansion. For those who haven't seen, this is kind of the expansion zone right here, and it doesn't really have to take up everything, because we do have a budget. We're trying to keep it around that 10,000 square foot range. It could be exploded with the central, opening. Could be spread out. It doesn't have to be one consolidated, kind of gray concrete zone. So within that zone, this area is showing 30,000 square feet. So within that 30,000 square feet, what we're trying to do is work on some concepts within this area and possibly attach it or detach it, or have some sort of connection to the existing park on there. So with tonight's meeting, and I'll go through this fast because I do believe that we have the majority of everyone who is on the first meeting. Introduction, design team, experience, project overview, and then we'll get right to tonight's design workshop as fast as I can get there. For those of you who weren't in the last meeting, I'm Mike McIntyre. I'm the owner of Action Sports Design ASD, and like a lot of you, I grew up skateboarding and spent most of my time bird skating, but also spent since 99 full-time public concrete skate park projects. So along with that, when we talk about skate parks, every city has a different desire in there. I don't really have a signature style. I don't have crews that are building the parks that got to keep busy and then sway to a certain decision. 100% raw design, planning is designed for the skate parks. So whether it's one bowl in all plaza, this is a Poos Park in Encinitas, is showing you the different styles and techniques. I mean, I like to add a little bit more artistic elements into it. Sandblast patterns, different metal fabrications, different Pantones, and really make it a place that's enjoyable and aesthetically pleasing to look at, for the whole family. This is out there in Carlsbad in San Diego. Oh, the screen is flickering. This is just showing more pictures. If we can think of some ideas for Broken Arrow, what really gives it identity. This was based off the Mission theme there in San Diego. we kind of created this mission wall. I don't want to call it the Taco Bell wall. That's an insult. But just kind of show you, any ideas we can come up with identity. Whether it's, street plazas, separate bowl, isolation. Let me see, we got 7 in here. Okay, we got 9 skate, Matt, JR. Okay, all right, cool.
Hey, Mike,
Yeah,
on that, and this isn't necessarily just about user input, but something that our city council has talked about lately is just marketing of the community and wanting that identity look. And that's their comments have not been talking about the skate park, but as a city as a whole.
Okay.
So just because you showed some of that stuff, I think some people within the city would like something that makes what you're just talking about, something that makes it recognizable that you're at the city of Broken Arrow if people see pictures of it.
right.
Like right now we're currently all gray and it's just a park, you might not recognize it.
Right. That's the gray single Pantone and elements are, I think that was, 2000, what was that? That was going back.
2007 or something.
Yeah, 7 of this 2007, just to be sure.
Yeah. So it doesn't really affect the rideability of it, but I think our council would love something that felt unique, that was recognizable.
Right. Yeah. There's certain parks, you can definitely, you see a picture, where it is, and creating any kind of identity or icons in there. I mean, I've done some where we've taken the city logo and made it skatable, something that we can think of Broken Arrow that you guys can email me or chime in. Let's think about that.
Yeah. And for anybody from the community that's here, if you think of any ideas, we'd love to hear from you. If you have ideas of something that might be like a unique piece here, but I'll also ask people within the city if they have any ideas too.
Okay. And we'll try to make it, cool, like, Carlsbad and skateboarding. There's an element called the Carlsbad Gap. So we did some little homage to certain areas, done that in Boston with the hospital banks. And there could also be on the skate end, if you guys can think of some hot spots in Oklahoma that are iconic that aren't currently in any skate park, but we can put in there. Might be kind of cool. I've done, this was in St. Cloud, Minnesota, where we had the kind of 3 central rain gardens. They called it the Granite City. So we use a lot of recycled granite for drainage, things that you could actually, skate up and over, through recycled granite ledges. This is going to the city of Plymouth, Minnesota. You can see their Plymouth logo kind of became more of a slam bank, for the project. So yeah, anything that we could do. I agree, Charlie, that you could put it, if you have a Broken Arrow brochure, come to our city and you got something that's kind of cool on the skate action sport end, to be kind of nice. This is just just showing some more elements. Like I said, I won't spend a lot of time on it. Poplar Bluff, Missouri, all the colors were the Pantones of their historical movie theater. This is actually their existing city hall. And we even kept the prison bars, in the walls in the skate park. Going back to, Boston, everyone really wanted to see, these were actually kind of fake smokestacks. There's a spot called the Hospital Banks. And so we incorporated that in there. And then with Vans, their sponsor, they just wanted a checkerboard, pattern in there. So yeah, anything we can think of, icon wise, let's work as a team and come up with some ideas. This is just showing real simple use of circles in the design right here in Houston. These were a little bit from the last one. So going right into the cool stuff, we got this expansion zone identified here. We looked at possibly, working on a lot of the repairs and keeping the existing park alive. We got the results from the questionnaires, the first and second poll. And this is kind of key from if we're going to kind of focus on one thing from the first meeting, is we just threw out 4 different concepts that really show 4 different styles, one with more open flow, one with more artistic banks, one with more kind of open plaza area. You know, we made out of the palm trees in there. But and this is kind of a separate bowl area. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when we did live polling, it really kind of started to go more towards concept A and C, which is more more urban, street, plaza, ledges, manual pads, hubbas, flat bars, you know, things that aren't really prevalent in a lot of the parks there in Oklahoma. We got a lot of transition. And then this one had an isolated bowl in there, you know, separate from this, you know, these street lanes. So what I did is I took kind of, okay, if we had an isolated bowl and then we combined it with the street just to show, this is, we're gonna do a little online polling here. This first concept is really showing, and this would be where the parking lot is, and I'll show you, you know, in an image. This would be, you know, central shade structure coming in, trash receptacles, benches coming in, you know, volcano, banks, kind of snow plow, ledge, kicker to kicker, wall ride up and over this ledge, and little mini ramp flow area to go through here. This is more of a street alley with a bent up kind of dog-eared corner here. And then you got your transition with your ledges over here. So it'd be more or less scale wise, you know, fitting on the site and try to connect it into the existing park. So you can come here and skate down and hit the dog ear and go to flat bar, up and over, kicker to kicker, rail here, you know, banked wall with a flat block up on top, and then go into, you know, hip to flow, to volcano, to transition. This would be another quarter pipe here. These are banks going down both sides with the central stair with a couple banger rails here, bench, quarter pipe, and then a stair set going up to an isolated, you know, bowl, you know, kind of like a really, really nice bowl like that at Carlsbad park I was showing earlier. So this was kind of give you a sense of scale of, you know, budget wise, you know, to try to keep it in that around that 10,000 to show it doesn't have to be all consolidated, you know, concrete there. So this was, I'm going to show you 3 different concepts tonight, and we're going to do a little bit of polling. And ultimately, if I can measure success tonight, is extracting kind of the percent of street versus flow. And I know last time we were looking at more of a 50-50, but then the more I looked into the details, I see it more driven towards the street plaza a little bit more. This next concept, okay, now I apologize because I had one extra thing in here. It must be on another slide. This concept actually had a pump track ribbon that was connecting through this whole area. Instead of the bowl, we're going to do a pump track that connected, you know, through the park. This one was a little bit more basic, so it had no bowl. It had a pump ribbon going through here, and I'll show you the specifics. See how it triangulate connects into the deck. This was a little bit more of the concept. My personal opinion, I think this is, you know, a little bit more too linear street and doesn't quite flow possibly as good as this first concept where we get the mini ramp and the hip to hip. So we've got 3 different hips within this area and some transfers in the volcano. And, you know, you can kind of flow through this whole park. And it's got a little bit of more, you know, street alleyway through it. And then the third concept, and we can go back to these in, you know, as much as you guys want. I just wanted to give you a quick snapshot. The other concept is to do something where it's more looping around the site with a central grass area and shade structure, and kind of going to what that may look like. That might be more of a, you know, real kind of simple plaza area. So you've got where you can come up and wall ride, and you got, you know, you got banked walls, benches, and you know, slam walls, so you can keep flowing through here. Let me show you another. Let me show the plan view. So kind of, you know, coming into it, instead of having a square, you know, manual path, more of a triangle grind ledge this way, grind ledge this way. Stair set, kind of more of a floating, if you can kind of see let me see if we can see it better on here. You can kind of see kind of the floating ledges and bars and rails and bank to flat bar, or like a slam curb and hips, and then a rooftop to rail ledges. So this concept would be more circular type skating, or you skate linear with a central open area. Is what I was thinking. This is looking at all kind of three at the same time, where you got this one, C doesn't have a bowl. B would have a pump track and a pump ribbon going through the through the site. All of them would have more central shade structures, coming in, walkway access, open mini ramp flow and bowl, or with your guys' feedback, we could say, if you like B, we can move the bowl over there, or if this doesn't have enough, transition, maybe some of the hips go, into this plaza area. But I'm gonna do this. Let me go pull. Let me see. Am I blocking the view of the image?
No, you should be able to move the window around from the pole.
Okay. Yeah, can you guys see the poll or no?
Yeah, we can see it. It's good.
Okay, so you can see the poll and the graphic?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So just just so you guys know, these are not the concepts. This is not, the end all, which one you got to pick is what you're going to get. This is really to show the desire to have an isolated bowl versus more open flow, mini ramp style, or more plaza, more street plaza with, hips and banks in there as well. So if you guys don't mind, I'm gonna just go grab some water real quick. I'll be like 1 second. You guys go ahead and look at them and go ahead and poll. And then what we'll do is I'll post it live so we can talk about it a little bit more. Thanks, guys. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so we got, I think we got most of our results. Let me hit and polling. So we're seeing right now is 3 out of 5, 60% on A, 40% are on C. Let me see. So this gives me a good idea of how we might want to mix a little bit here. For those that picked A, do you mind unmuting and talk to me a little bit more about what appealed to you from A as opposed to, B or C? I know for some people they may not, may not want to chime in, but if you do, if you want to be vocal, go right ahead.
I put in a vote just because I could, so mine was A, so you should probably make it 2-2.
All right. So if we take Charlie out, everyone, it's a tie. You know we're gonna make you drop in right on the opening day, Charlie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
might bring my kid.
We'll pick something. Something.
Might
For
have
you.
might have a 3-year-old that wants to on a scooter.
No. You got to do it. All right. So I think what we're seeing is a little bit of desire to get away from something that's I don't want to say with lots of quarter pipes and banks, and kind of mix it in where we might mix in more street and plaza. What, for those of you that pick C, what kind of appeals to you about more the plaza with all the different lanes, going through it in a central open space?
I like how the central open space just kind of provides some shade, especially if we put a structure there. Also, just all the different types of ledges and rails, hubas, the banks, everything just looks like it kind of flows together good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think, with a concept like this, instead of just having straight up curbs on the side, you can see, you've got, you can actually do, right, you don't have to go down the stairs, you can ride up and over, come back around, you can ride back up and over, or, you've got, banks on this side, banks on all sides, banks around the ledges. So you're not really forced to have to, grind a ledge or do any ledge tricks. You can actually kind of carve, through the park if you don't hit your tail, is really the goal on something like this, to have it where you can flow through the whole park and not have to, hit your tail if you're not a street skater. At least there's some stuff. But I think for those that do like training, maybe we do some, bigger, if we have a quarter pipe to bank, maybe the quarter pipes, could be a little bit obnoxious, more like wall ride style, something big and challenging, over the years, not just say, 4 foot, 5 foot quarter pipe. But yeah, definitely trees are okay, but I think a central shade structure or pavilion. Charlie, would it be possible to relocate the shade pavilion? I know we'd have to build new CMU block columns and other things, but there might be the steel structure roof or anything that could be relocated, or would it be probably less expensive to just spec another one in the construction costs?
I don't know. We can look into that. Relatively, I don't think they're terrible expensive. Like if you just do like some standard park ones and stuff.
Yeah, so I think we got that. I don't have it. I think I can see it here on the aerial. I'm talking about, if we could take, let's say if one of these shade structures is not being is utilized over here for the skate park, if that got moved into the central location, if there's a repurposing, or just get another one,
I'm not really sure of the utilization of those.
We'd have to get another one. That one's utilized for the pool, so I'm not going to move that one.
But we can look at bid numbers too and find the specs for those and the other ones, and maybe we can get something that matches, and or we can look at prices to see if find something that's economical, so we're not taking too much away from the park itself.
I do have somewhat of an idea. I know there's been a few people that brought up this concept. It was originally supposed to happen at the Mohawk Skate North Park. But there's a famous Oklahoma spot. It's called the Inola Full Pipes. And there's just a bunch of full pipes sitting out in this field. A lot of people have gone out there to skate it. I know that originally one was supposed to be moved and located to the Mohawk Park, but that would be cool to incorporate, just moving it and putting one in the middle of that green space. And it would provide a shade structure if somebody's not skating it already.
What's it called?
The Inola Full Pipes. It's like just basically a big concrete pipe.
Yeah, it's right next to the Verdigris River on, what is that, 244?
Yeah. which I can find some pictures of them. I'm not sure if you'd be able to find it on Google.
Okay. Yeah, if you have any pictures, guys, if you want to send it over to my Mike at actionsportsdesign.com email, that would be awesome.
All right.
It's, what do you say, Danny? It's probably like a 10-foot full pipe, maybe 9 foot.
Yeah, 9 or 10 feet.
Yeah.
And then there's all sorts of different ones. There's different widths of them.
They're probably like
kinda-
30 foot long, most of them.
Yeah,
20, 30.
about 20 to 30. Yeah. I'm not sure if like
Were they
radius of
intended to be
them.
a skate park, or were they left over from something else?
It was from the it was like from an old nuclear power plant that was supposed to be built, and they ended up not building it. I'm trying to think of what the name of the power plant was. Give me one second.
If you can find pictures or show us where it is, I mean, it's something we can look at least.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I think it was the nuclear fox. I think that's what the name of the plant was supposed to be. But I can definitely get a hold of some pictures of it.
Yeah, I think that was like in the 60s or 70s. I think Scott Bennett told me that one time.
So Daniel over at 91 Skate, since a lot of the skaters come into your come into the shop, and you kind of know what terrain people are skating. For those that are not in attendance tonight, what would you say is the majority of demand for a skate? Is it more plaza than
More plaza, yeah. I know, especially with the BA kids, just the locals from BA alone, they've been wanting more of a plaza style park.
Okay. And Charlie with the city, what they're talking about is having more realistic street elements. So, if I've got a bench here, it does, it's mimicking a bench, real height, real length, a lot more, ledges, rails, banks, and not, isolated bowls like the concept one had. So that's what they're talking about.
Yep, I like it.
Sure. And being cognizant of the budget too. Building plazas. I mean the amount of shotcrete placed in here is very minimal compared to cast in place and flat work. I mean a lot of parks I've worked on, like that St. Cloud, California skate parks came in and shot the banks, and then the local contractor built all the ledges and did all the flat work. And we make them pour samples on site and improve the finish work. So if anything's off, it doesn't match the finish that we expect, it gets taken out. But a lot of times, you get a really good flat work contractor. I've worked with every single skate park builder out there. And sometimes flat work's not optimum, but your local, if you got a good flat work guy who's done, civic plazas, entryways, perfect staircases, whatnot. They don't have to skate to know how to form up and pour, stairs and ledges, as per plan and spec. But all the pneumatically placed concrete, shotcrete banks or whatever, it's got to be done by a specialty skate park builder. So you can kind of, high-low the cost. So this is definitely a lot more cost effective than, doing something where you've got, a big shotcrete, bowls and a lot more pneumatically placed concrete. So that's right. Go ahead.
I did find a picture just on my phone real quick. You might be able to kind of see a few of them. I know there's like 15 to 20 of them.
We can see it. Yeah.
I know there's probably like 15 to 20 of them there. I could figure out a way of getting in contact with the people who actually own that property now and see what's going on. Because I know I've been there before and other people have been there before skating, and the people that own it came out and said it was fine to skate in. They've been fine with that. So maybe that would be a possibility of being able to get one of them off their hands.
Right. So yeah, Charlie, yeah, when I come out too, how far is it from Broken Arrow?
Inola, it's about 35, 40 minutes or so.
Okay. Yeah, because I could go out there and check it out too, and maybe that's something that the owner of the land, they may want to do a donation to the city, or I don't know. We'll see if it is even salvageable, or
Mm.
you know.
Yeah, never hurts to have a conversation.
Right. But that would be a pretty cool story that you're able to repurpose and move, at least move one of the bigger ones, out onto the site.
Yeah, and I know there is some that have like a little cutout in it, so if it's rolled over to a certain angle, you can pretty much skate it like a quarter pipe on the inside.
Okay. And if that's something that, I go out and measure too. I mean, there's other areas that we could put it in, adjacent. So this kind of keeps more raw, real street, concept, the original 2017 concept, and maybe some things maybe if the pipe is in here too, you could break out these walls, and I don't know, there's some way you could ride up the side of the pipe and
Side
down.
of it, yeah.
Like upland, I mean, there's ideas we can work with.
Yeah.
But, in order to, come out for that meeting, I really want to, I'm going to start working on a direction that's a little bit more integrated with the existing. Right now, I just have it where, you're coming off the deck and you can, roll into the plaza, connect into this, shade structure with a central, pavilion of some sort. But I want to work on more integration between, this park and the other, and then come up with, 2 to 3 different plaza concepts, if that sounds right with you guys.
Yeah.
And, ratio wise, I mean, every, ledge, rail, everything else, Colby did everything for Street League to, all the Maloof Money Cup to, you name it. I mean, every stair ledge, whatever that you saw, like in Encinitas and Carlsbad, everybody likes the angle. So I'm not really worried about the street angles and ledges and whatever. It's just making sure that we got variety and diversity for you guys to enjoy. So I think next steps will change this to July. And Charlie, we'll double check on that, and then we'll let you guys know through that. But if I come out on the 1st for the meeting, I'm going to come out, the day before too, and go see if I can, if it's okay with Charlie, meet with you guys, go out, check out the pipes, measure some stuff, and just, do a pre-walk around the site. That way it's kind of preloaded for that meeting. So when we talk about, the existing park, we could ride the existing park together, see what's working. Cause I really don't want to, turn my back on the existing park. I think there's still an opportunity to go in there and upgrade a couple things in there for you guys.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good.
All right. So, like I said, we're going to just go from macro to micro. We're just going to kind of get a lot of, different styles, identity, and kind of, work our way into something that really says Broken Arrow, whether it's, the plaza, the full pipe, the Manoa pipe.
Yeah, I was also thinking maybe whenever you sent me concept C earlier today, I was kind of looking at the little triangle ledge and mani pad. Maybe even doing something like that with like a BA logo.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was kind of thinking of that earlier.
Yeah, I mean, we've got this Broken Arrow logo.
Yeah, there's
When
people that like that one or the school Broken Arrow version.
Yeah, I was gonna say the
There's one
school
over
would
the
probably work better realistically for skating on, just because that obviously the B on the side it would just be a flat ledge, and then the A would kind of be a flat ledge.
Okay.
I was thinking the A could be a good bank like you did on that one park. That's where my mind was going with that.
The A with I think that was
It was like a P that you turned on the side. Yeah,
That
something
one,
like that.
yeah.
Tell me, what if we just didn't have the B or the A at all, and you just had an arrow, and it was two sides that are broken down like a triangle?
Yeah, I mean, you could
Yeah.
do an arrow that's broken, like for a jam pole to other. I mean, we can come up with some different ideas. So
You look at our school logo. I'm just saying, basically, you could do our school logo, but take the B and the A out.
okay,
So all you're left with is the broken arrow itself, and so you got two angles.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
not-
there's a few options for that. You can do like a pole jam, an A-frame, like maybe how the A-frame that was in concept C you can have like on the sides the arrow logo.
I mean,
Yeah,
if
like
you did
Charlie's-
if you did an A-frame and the actual rail was, it had like the silhouette or undercuttings and ornamentation of an arrow. It could look
Yeah,
like
that'd be cool.
a broken arrow. But there's that fine line where it's kind of cheesy, or it's like really really strong art and identity, and I think we can get there. So my goal is to get where we get the function, form follows function, so we can make sure we got the right levels, the right elements, or whatever, and then we can really focus on the ornamentation and identity, broken arrow within each element, as much as we can.
Cool.
But yeah, no, I'm excited. Get something really cool, going. Hopefully it's not as hot as it was in Pryor this last weekend.
Yeah, it's been getting pretty hot lately.
Yeah, it was the humidity that was hard, to ride
Yeah.
it. We rode Thursday through Sunday, and it was really hot.
How'd your kids do?
2 seconds and a third.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it was really weird how there wasn't really a lot of local presence. It was more or less everybody from California, Arizona, Nevada, kind of like your top 10, top 15 national riders. And I know Sand Springs had a state and Gold Cup qualifier like 2 weeks ago, so maybe everyone spent all their money there. But, and it turned out pretty well.
Good.
All right, well, awesome. Any other general questions before I close out and we plan for, the 31st and 1st out in Broken Arrow?
Could you put your email on the screen one more time so I can grab a screenshot of that?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let me just do this. Oh, sorry. I'm just going to type it out. Okay, can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Awesome. Well, unless we have any other questions, I think, you guys tell me, are we kind of headed in the right direction with this plaza, concept with the
Yeah, I
central-
definitely feel like that's the right move. I know in person, I feel like the attendance is going to be a lot bigger. So hopefully we can kind of narrow it down from there as well.
Yeah. Okay. Also, for the next meeting, I'm going to be bringing in everything in 3D, like really like high end, like 2 to 3 concepts with a lot of 3D. So you can say, I love that, how you did that with the kicker with the broken arrow, and I like the signage, and we can kind of start grabbing stuff from concept A to B to C and consolidate what we want, and then we'll do mesh everything together into a final concept. But I think the 2D is okay at the preliminary level, but next presentation is real high-end graphics for everything.
Cool.
So,
I think that'll be helpful for a
He's
lot
on
of
this
people.
cover, there's Poots Park right there. That's all 3D right there. There's Carlsbad. That was all 3D. So everything I'm going to do is going to be pretty realistic, and right on point. Cool. Anything else, Charlie, with the city? Or you think we're good from here?
No, I think we're good.
Okay. All right, guys.
Thank you,
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, take care.
You too. Have a good one.
Okay, bye.